So here we can see the cervical vertebrae in case of buffalo. This is the atlas, this is axis, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh cervical vertebrae, and after that thoracic vertebrae. So these are 13 in number: first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th. Then 6 lumbar vertebrae: first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and after that these are the sacral vertebrae fused, and then coccygeal vertebrae. And similarly, in case of cow also we can see first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh cervical vertebrae, and 13 thoracic and 6 lumbar and coccygeal and sacral vertebrae. So cervical vertebrae, as we know that the cervical vertebrae in which first, second and sixth and seventh are atypical, and other are typical cervical vertebrae, that is third, fourth, fifth and this third and fourth and fifth. Then we can see a characteristic feature that the cranial articular surface, this one, these are convex, and caudal articular surface here, these are concave. This you can see here, this articular surface, this projected in the form and inserted into the concave articular surface in each one. Then articular process is well developed. Spinous process is short, so we can see spinous process is short and is tuberous in nature. So this is tuberous, short and tuberous, and transverse process are divided. So this is the transverse process. We can see this is divided into one upper part and one lower part. So this is the lower part, this is the upper part. So transverse process, you can see this is divided, and upper one is tuberous. So this one is tuberous, and lower one is in the form of plate, is like plate. This is the characteristic features. Then the base of each transverse process is perforated by foramen transversarium. So this is the transverse process and base here. So base of each transverse process is perforated by a foramen transversarium. Okay, like this. Similarly here is smaller one, similarly here, and in this also very smaller one is visible. Then first of all we will discuss about the atlas, and the second is the axis. Then third, fourth, fifth and sixth, the transverse process is consisting of two parts. One is upper and one is lower part. While the seventh cervical vertebrae, the transverse process is undivided. As we can see, this one is in the seventh cervical vertebrae, this is undivided, while here we can see it is divided like this. Then we can see this except atlas and axis. This is atlas and axis. Others are third, fourth, fifth are having a specific, that is typical, but sixth, this transverse process is in the form of plate, and seventh is this transverse processes are not divided. So this is atypical, and atlas and axis, these two are also atypical. Then that next point is the fifth cervical vertebrae, in which supraspinous process is divided sometimes. We can see first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So this supraspinous process is actually divided here. It is not completely visible, but in the cattle we can see sometimes this third one is divided. Here we can see third one is divided supraspinous process. Then one muscle is found around these cervical vertebrae, that is called transversus colli muscle, which runs along the cervical vertebrae. Next thing, the atlas we can see, this is the shape is dorsally trapezoidal. So the shape is called trapezoidal in shape, and it comprises of a neural ring. So in another vertebrae, we can see this is the neural ring through which spinal cord is coming into the vertebrae. Then, and two wings are visible. So these are the two wings. Then the thing which is very important, that the body is in the form of thick plate. So this body is in the form of thick plate. Actually, body and supraspinous process, the real body and supraspinous process is absent, and the supraspinous process here is in the form of tubercle, and ventrally spine is in the form of a tubercle. So these two structures are in the form of tubercle, and body is in the form of plate. Then dorsal surface, that is cranial aspect, having two foramens. So we can see here, one is this one and another is this aspect. It is going, if we see, so the internal one, this one, the that is medial one or antero-internal. So this one is called intervertebral foramen, and antero-external or lateral one, this one. So this one is called alar foramen, and some accessory alar foramens are visible here, just like this. So this is accessory alar foramen. Similarly, in this specimen also we can see the internal one, that is the intervertebral foramen, lateral one is the alar foramen, this is accessory alar foramen. So these are the very specific type of thing which we can see here, that is foramens. Then, and these foramens are also perforating on the ventral surface. So this internal one is the intervertebral foramen and lateral one is the alar foramen. Both side they can see. Then the caudal part is having fovea dentis. This surface is called fovea dentis. This is called fovea dentis, in which that odontoid process of axis, this axis bone is having a odontoid process that is inserted into the atlas. That is fovea dentis. And one more thing, that this internal one, that is the dorsal branch of the first spinal nerve is passing from the intervertebral foramen. The dorsal branch of the first cervical spinal nerve is passing from this foramen, and the vertebral artery, one branch is also from the vertebral artery is also coming in this, passing through this foramen, and antero-external, that is alar foramen, that is giving passage to the ventral branch of first cervical spinal nerve. So the first cervical spinal nerve is coming through this first cervical vertebra, that is atlas. Then caudal part is having this fovea dentis that is fitted into the odontoid process or dens of the axis. I will show you in that axis, that dens or odontoid process. And cranially we can see this is concave to accommodate the occipital condyles. These two part, these are accommodating the occipital condyles, as we can see here. This is the occipital condyle one, and then both side, and second, these two occipital condyles of that occipital bone of the axle is articulating here. Then on the ventral surface of the atlas, this fossa is called fossa atlantis, both side. So this fossa is called fossa atlantis. So these are the structures which we can see. This is the ventral surface of the this body is in the form of plate. So this is the ventral surface of the plate. This is the dorsal surface. So these are the specific features of the atlas of ox.